I'm speaking today with Arup Mukhopadhyay, who is the head of consumer banking at Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank in Abu Dhabi. So thank you, Arup, for speaking to us today. It's great to have you here. Okay, tell us a little bit about, I guess, the competitive space in Abu Dhabi for consumer banking, and especially, I guess, now things have changed somewhat. You've picked up the RBS assets in Abu Dhabi. So maybe can you tell me a little bit about the competitive space and how that's changed now for you?
Actually, the country is UAE. It's a federation of a few emirates, of which Abu Dhabi is the wealthy one with the oil reserves, and Dubai is perhaps the more famous commercial emirate amongst the 7 that make up the country. It's always been it's a small market with high per capita income, but it's extremely competitive, and hence retail market shares are quite fragmented. And the reason why it's highly competitive is that it's one of the few markets where the cost of funds is linked to the dollar with a slight spread, because the currency has been pegged to the dollar for the last 26 years or so, and the pricing is emerging market pricing, so there is enough headroom for retail banks to break even quickly. So there are lots of retail banks. There are in fact 50 licensed banks in the country.
In a small market.
In a very small market of 5 million population. But the banking sector has been competitive but profitable till about 2009, where the economy hit a downturn, essentially driven by a significant implosion of the real estate industry. So 2009, 2010 has been tough. I think looking at it from an overall banking perspective, if I've got my numbers right, I think bank assets grew at a compounded annual growth rate of close to 40% between 2002 and 2008. And after that, 2009 has been a flat or a decreasing year. And I think 2010 also we'll see balance sheet growth in the region of 4 to 5%.
What about the NPLs on that side? Because
yes,
you not only have the situation, I guess, of the turmoil there, but you also have, I suppose, bringing on RBS assets, which, the fate of RBS has been sort of in question for a while, and it would be a bit distressed.
Okay. When we purchased the RBS assets, we in fact signed the deal in June, and it got legally transferred in October. This is the RBS retail business in the UAE, which is the erstwhile ABN AMRO business that existed in the UAE. So while they were doing the RFP, or the memorandum document for the acquisition, it was a loss-making business. But in 2010, the business actually turned the corner, so we've taken over a profitable retail franchise. But overall, NPLs in this market have risen in 2009 and 2010. It's a peculiar market in the sense that about 80% of the population is a non-resident population. So when there were job losses and salary cuts in the first half of 2009, so the banks, including the retail banks, I think worst hit was credit cards and all the other products taken into account. So over 2009 and 2010, there has been a significant rise in NPLs in the entire banking sector. But ADCB, I think, has been a sustainable and prudent player. So even in the worst of times, our net credit loss as a percentage of our asset book was under 4%. That was last year, but now we've significantly improved it. So 2009 we had a 4%, we brought it down to 3.7 last year, and 2011 looks to be significantly better because all the delinquency trends are showing positive, except in mortgages, which I think will continue over the next few years.
So the NPL has been growing faster than the asset overall? I mean, on a percentage basis?
On a percentage basis in 2009, definitely. Not true till 2008. 2009, 2010 growth in NPLs were higher than the asset growth, for sure.
And for the RBS franchise, I guess, how many clients did that bring in for you?
That brought us about slightly under 250,000 customers. And essentially, they had 2 strong businesses. One was the credit cards business. So by virtue of this acquisition, we jumped from a 7% share of spend to about a 12% share of spend in the market, and brings us to about the number 3, number 4 player in the market in credit cards. The erstwhile ABN AMRO also had a good Van Gogh business, which was the mass affluent business, or the RBS preferred banking subsequently. So essentially, we brought the assets that we purchased, add 2 key lines of business, which are our focus areas of growth. And that is where the match was, or the strategic fit, which is why we made the acquisition.
You've done quite a lot of work on credit card behavior analytics. So can you maybe tell us what sort of breakthroughs you've had there and what that's been able to help you out in?
I think that's been one of our key successes. And going by Visa and MasterCard data, in a declining market in 2009 and 2010, we are perhaps the only card franchise which grew its spend. We've done some pretty innovative things. There are two, I think, main things that I will take out of that. Number one, traditionally, banks have depended on value segmentation, so income, demographics, etc. What we did is we've done some piece of work where we've juxtaposed transaction, so behavioral segmentation. You see, the mass of data that you have through your credit card transaction is a reflection of the psychographic segmentation of the customer. So we've been able to dovetail the value segmentation along with the micro segmentation and create and identify and then act on homogeneous clusters of customers. The other part, and we applied to the credit card piece, is that we have used this data to customize both the positioning as well as the offers to homogeneous customer segments, and that has helped us take the portfolio behavior in the desired direction. So be it time to first transaction, be it growth in spend, be it reviving dormant customers, be it growing high value customers with customized offers. We've seen a lot of I think traction in that area on our credit card portfolio.
And you've also been targeting merchants, I guess. Where has the sort of value been added in there, and how has that sort of brought in extra revenue for you guys?
In fact, that I would say we've done something quite creditable in that, because we're not an acquiring business. There are only 3 acquirers in the country, and it's an oligopoly, and we've not got into that segment. But we also have a bank-wide loyalty program called Touchpoints. And through the help of that, we actually do not have a credit card only loyalty system. We've always believed that we need a 360-degree view of the customer. So taking a holistic view of the customer, our loyalty program actually rewards the customer not only on credit card behavior, but on his banking behavior, building balance, transaction behavior, everything, his entire relationship with the bank. Now what happens is we've then gone and built up merchant relationships with various categories so that customers have a wide choice for burn. So we have tie-ups with the 2 airlines in the country, Emirates Airlines and Etihad. In fact, we have a co-brand with Etihad. We have tie-up with about 146 merchants, running from jewelry to cosmetics to grocery stores. We have tie-ups with travel agencies. So we basically tried to cover the entire spectrum. And recently, utility bill payments with the utility providers, petrol stations for fuel. So today customers can redeem their touch points across a wide array of products. And as the merchants see that by doing customized programs and in partnership with them, we are able to drive spend back into their outlets, they become more and more amenable to participate in the program.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Robert, for taking us through those points. Sounds like quite an interesting franchise.
Thank you.